everyone, Amanda here. So I just thought I'd come and share a little video. I've done these kind of things before, but there's always somebody new watching and learning new things. So I love these printed paper bags. I love them and I use them in my journals. I've had this one gifted, and what I do is I'll fold them in half, and then you've got a pocket there and a pocket there. Sometimes I decorate them, and then you can, I've just got a signature here, you know, if you're doing a journal, you can put them in the middle, you know, like that, and they'll sort into your signature. So then you've got the pocket there, and then further along your signature you've got one there, okay? And they're lovely. Because they make a nice rattly sound. It's the added texture, it's something different, it's a different size to your pages, so it's interest, and it's something you can either put a journaling card in, or whoever is using the journal can put memorabilia in, you know, photographs, receipts, ticket stubs, things like that. But they're not always easy to come across, these, and sometimes, you know, you can get them from China or whatever, but you can make them. So I'm going to show you how to make them, and I'm using Amazon packaging paper, okay? So this one's going to be slightly smaller than this one, okay? It's going to be the same size as this one that I've made, okay, which is slightly smaller. These end up, obviously if you want them bigger, you just start with a bigger piece of paper, but I just made them this size because that was the sheet of Amazon packaging that I've got. Okay, so you just adjust your sizing. So this is going to end up at 6 3/4 by about, it's square, 6 3/4 by 6 3/4 roughly. Okay, and then what I'll do is, obviously I'll fold those in half, so this one's going to be end up a little bit smaller but a little bit taller than that one. Okay, if you want it that size, then you just, you know, you start off with a bigger piece of paper. So this measures 14 by 7. Like I said, that's the size I'm using because that is the size of paper that I've got. Just adjust the size, just play with it, and all you basically need to do to make a bag, yeah, is have it so that that folds over like that and glues on there. So if you want it taller, you just do a taller piece of paper. Okay, but I'm going to actually show you a way of doing it really neatly. So what we can do is, from this 14 by 7 inch piece of paper, if you have got a scoreboard or a ruler and a blunt object, if you go from one side and score it at 2.5, I worked it out, 2.5 there. Okay, where's my scoring blade? This trimmer's so annoying, the scoring blade drops out. Drives me mental. Right, so, and do it gently. If you're scoring, score gently, because it's only, you know, you'll end up ripping it if you're not careful. So 2.25, and then turn it around, because obviously it's a 14 inch. I mean, my trimmer goes up to 17 inches, but not everybody's does. So then turn it around and score at 4 3/4. Yeah. Okay, remember to do it gently to just give you a guideline of where to fold it neatly. Okay. See, that blade's jumped. That's jumped out. Drives me mad. I'm gonna get a different trimmer. So annoying. Right, and then because I've got those marks, I know that that's gonna fold nicely. All right. So fold those. Okay, along your scar lines, and you've got nice even. Now the only reason that I'm giving you measurements and scar lines is so that you can get the same results every time. It doesn't really matter, you can just cut it and fold it. Okay, and basically all you're going to do is glue that bit to that bit. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to do some stamping to decorate. So another thing you can use is brown packaging paper. I did cut this one, then I decided it was a little bit too much of an orange tint for the journal that I'm using, so I went on to the package to this one. So On this one, you just get a stamp that you like and repeat stamp. I would advise if it's this packaging paper that's not got a shine to it, it doesn't matter. If you're using these, so these are sweetie bags that I sometimes use, and I buy them and they're already done. And these have got a bit of a shine to them, so for those I use either Stays On or Archival because I know it's not going to smear. Alright, so I'm actually doing a steampunk journal. So what I'm going to do, I'll tell you what, I'll do two. We'll do two. I'll show you how I've done this one. So, repeat stamping. It don't get any easier than this. Honest to goodness. Just make sure your stamp's kind of straight. Alright, and then stamp a row. Okay. All the way across. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Doesn't matter if the ink's not taken in some places, because we want it to look vintage. Okay. And then just off, and then you do your next row. Obviously you're going to go in the middle of them two like that. Okay, and then keep going in the middle of them, in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. And don't think to yourself, I ain't got anything that's like that in my stamp collection. Get a butterfly, get a flower, it don't matter. If you're stamping it, if you're going for a vintage look, if you're stamping it in black, it doesn't matter what it is. You might have, you know, we've got labels. You could stamp just loads of labels all over, butterflies, anything. It really doesn't matter what it is. You're getting a pattern. You're going to end up with a pattern, aren't you? So I'm going to just stamp there and there. All right. Just keep going. And then because you've stamped it with a stamp from your collection, you've done it to your sizing, you've done it in your colour. It's unique ephemera, isn't it? A lot of us rely on digital images, which are fantastic, but I like to have some things in my journal that nobody else has got exactly the same of. Okay, to just give you that unique edge, especially if you're selling them. You don't want it to just look the same as everybody else's. What's the point in that? I want mine to be different. And you can also use this Amazon packaging, stamp it in this way, okay, and then turn it into pockets, envelopes, anything you like. Right, so that's that one done. So now I'm just going to fold it along my score lines. Well, that's not right. That's it. Alright. And now if I want it to really look like a paper bag, then what I can do is, I can, are you ready for this? Yeah, where I've got these folds here, and I'm going to do it on the non-pattern side. Where I've got these folds here, go into the large one, just snip at an angle slightly there, snip at an angle slightly there, okay, and then get some of these. Ye old pinking shears, don't get your mum's best ones for cutting a fabric, or she'll have your guts for garters. Okay, these are old ones, so I don't really care. Then if you just go across, just to where did I cut it? There. I lost where my other cut were there. Okay, and you know, if it's not 100% straight, don't matter, it's meant to be a vintage bag. Don't matter. Do that one, and then do the top of the shorter ones. And then you're going to get that kind of sweetie bag type of look. You know, with the zigzags. You know what I mean? You know what I'm on about. Just makes it look even more like a paper bag. rather than a piece of paper you've just folded in half and stamped on, which is what we've basically done. Now normally, to make, if you want it to be an actual bag, okay, then what you'd do is you'd score on the bottom there and you'd fold it up when you've done that bit and glue it down. But we don't need to do that, because if we're going to put it in a journal so that you can use both ends, we don't need to seal the bottom. So all we're going to do is fold that over now and glue it. Okay, let me get my glue. We'll use this for quickness, and then I'll show you one. I might do another one because I want a steampunk one, and I've got some steampunk stamps, so I'll show you what. So this is a pattern, a repeat pattern, and then I'll show you one with random stamping, random, totally random, where you've just let yourself be, just let yourself go bonkers. Right, so I'm just going to get my trimmer in, and I'm just going to square off that bottom just to make sure that it's, because I cut it with my scissors, you see. I just want to make sure it's flush at the bottom. Yeah, and then what I do, obviously you can ink it, do what you want with it, but you've got that zigzaggy look there, okay, so that it looks like a paper bag. And because it's Amazon packaging and it's all nice and creased, it looks authentic. Now what I do always do is I also punch a thumb mark here. Now sometimes, not always, sometimes when you're punching through paper, and it doesn't matter what quality of punches you've got, these are awesome quality, they're sharp as out, they're brilliant, but if you're punching through some thin paper, sometimes it doesn't always work, you know, and you'll find it feels like your punch is chewing it. So a trick tip I have, scrap piece of card on your, put your bag over the top and then punch through both of them, and because you've got that cardstock underneath, that bit of scrap, it just gives that extra thickness for the punch, so you can punch that out, it's nice and clean and it's not getting stuck. Then when that's dry, I will literally fold that in half and put that in one of my signatures. So let me get another signature. Where have I got that one? 1, 2 on the 3rd page. I like to make my signatures the same sometimes so that it's easier for me. So that'll wrap round there now. Big enough to put journaling card or whatever in. Totally handmade. I mean, you can decorate them, you can add lace to them before you glue them and sew it. There's all sorts you can do. Okay, so that's that one, and that is perfect. Okay, so let's do one with some random stamping, that'll be fun. So I've got this stamp set that my friend Nicola sent me, and it's steampunk theme. I've put it in here. And they're all steampunk theme, so I don't know how they're going to stamp. I don't know if they're good quality, or I don't know if she sent me ones that are rubbish. I'm only kidding, I'm teasing you. Right, so I like this balloon. Yeah, and I like, what's that? Cogs. What else are we having? Oh, I like that hat. Steampunky hat. That's cool. I am lucky that I've got quite a lot of blocks. You know, if you don't have a lot of blocks, then, you know, just stamp one and then change it over and stamp the other. Right, so I've got them 3 for now. Quite like that finger as well. I'll have that. Okay. And this is also a good way to make journal pages, or your tags, or out, as they say in Yorkshire. Anything, if we're talking nicely. Okay, so again, make sure you're using a nice ink. As I say, because this is the first time I've used these stamps, I don't know how they're going to stamp. Don't know. And I'm not even going in a straight line. I'm going to an angle. Oh, that stamped lovely. So those are perfect. And then go, and I'm going to stamp it again, but I'm going to just stamp it kind of down here and going off. Yeah? Let me just move up a little bit. So I'm just going off the page. And then the rule of thumb is I do everything in threes, so I'll do 3, I'll turn that one a slightly different angle, okay? So that's 3 of those. Alright, then I'm going to go in, I'll do the bigger ones, so I'll do the bigger ones first, and then I know what space I've got. So this is cogs. Plenty ink on. Stamp. Oh, that's fab. And because this is the Amazon, I keep saying it, Amazon packaging, and it hasn't got that sheen, I'll be able to ink these up nicely as well with some distress ink. That's there. And we'll just go off the page there. There we go, that's that one. I think I'll have another. Just here. Turn it around. Put it there. Perfect. Then I'll have my hat. And then you just start and fill in with the smaller stamps. Love you there. Another one there. Of going off the edge there. Where else can we fit one? We'll just do there. And then, oh, that hasn't stamped very good. Do that again. That'll be right. And then I've got this steampunk finger, which we can add in just about everywhere, and it'll look fab. Just keep moving it, just keep changing the direction of it. That and that, and I'll have this one. No. There. I'm just trying to fill it in now with some. I've got a little cog there. I might have that as well. What else have I got? What else have I got? What's that? That's like a little light bulb, I think. That's cute. I'll try that. Just have one more of these. There. Let's have a look at this light bulb. I think it's a light bulb. Oh, how cool is that? So then it's all well and good buying them or whatever, but these are unique to you, aren't they? Because you've made them yourself. Can we fit one there? Yeah. And we've got this little cog, which we can then just dot wherever we like, where it looks like there's a bit of a space that we don't want. Down there, and one there. There we go. It'll do for me. So you can put as much or as little as you like on. And like I say, when I did this one, that was just the one stamp, so you could use just the cogs. That was that decorative one. So there's your two differences. So I'm just going to finish this off the same as the other one. So if I bring in my annoying trimmer, and again I'm going to score, don't matter which way up you have it neither really, although I think it's kind of like in that direction. So I think we had 2.5, was it 2.5? Because I've cut this to the same size. about 2.5 that way, and then I turned it around and I had, was it 4 3/4? I've forgotten what I said. 4 3/4. Luckily for me I wrote it down. 4 3/4. Alright. Fold my, let me just wipe this ink. Else I'll have it all over me. Okay. Okay. And then again I can do the sweeter thing if I like. So I'll do that again for you. So where you've, in this big large middle panel here, all you need to do is snip at an angle from the score line towards the middle, literally like 1/4 of an inch. It's not a lot, just a bit, and at a slant going inwards towards the middle. Then get your scissors and join them 2 little slits up. If you do it carefully, they'll meet and it'll be straight. Just take your time. Yeah. And then do the same again at the top. And here. Could do with these blades being about 6 inches long. Instead of, I don't know. You know, you might have a die that does a fancy edge or stitched edge, or you might have a die. I've got a die that makes paper bags, but by the time I've cut the pieces out, I find that I'm as quick just doing this. It's quicker. Like I say, you could, before you glue it together, if you want to put some lace on or a pocket or some sewing, you could do that, but you have to do it before you glue it. Otherwise you might struggle. Okay, and again, because I know I'm leaving it open anyway, I'm not gluing the bottom. If you want to turn it into a paper bag, then you just make yourself a little fold it over and glue it. I don't need to, because I'd just be slicing it open anyway, so it's not necessary. Come on, don't want to glue. That's done it. So that's fairly straight, so I'm going to punch again. I'm going to use my scrap cardstock trick again and just add that when I'm punching to make sure my punch goes through, and just give myself a little bit of a thumb notch there. And then let me just put that on. It's at this point where if you want to ink it up, you can grunge it a bit further by adding your inks. I'm going to run over that a little bit, just to take the clean look away. And then I've got myself a perfect bag to match exactly the theme of my journal. So if you were doing a sewing theme one, find your sewing theme stamps if you've got one. You know, if you're doing, I don't know, birds, get your bird stamps or your butterfly stamps or your flower stamps and make your own. Yeah, make it look all grungy. And then stop rolling. Tim Holtz needs to make some that don't roll off a table. It's nothing to do with the fact that my table isn't straight and it's on the wonk. It's because the weight of things, and it's a cheap table, it bows like that, so everything rolls to the middle. So then let's have a look. This is going to go in my journal, have it that way. So I've gone page 3, so I've now got a nice custom made paper bag with stamping to fit my theme in each of my 3 signatures. Right, so there you go. Go and give it a try. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now. Bye.